Are you into women in prison exploitation films? Do you want to see someone take this genre and poke fun at it, while still delivering the expected goods in terms of violence and nudity? Well, stick around for the next few minutes while I discuss quite a little gem of a B-movie that is not to be confused with the Filipino exploitation film Cage Fury from 1983 or the Lion Tamer one from 1948. I am Torstein from Cinema Terror, and this is the 1990 Women in Prison film Caged Fury.
International star Eric Estrada, Michael Parks, and introducing Roxana Michaels in Caged Fury.
The story in Caged Fury is not anything unique or anything you need to pay attention to. It throws you right into it by introducing a woman in despair, being abused by some prison guards. There's nudity, violence, murder, everything thrown at you right away before the movie has even gotten the time to start. After that quick introduction of what we can expect in Caged Fury, we are introduced to our leading heroine. She is Katie Collins, a young, aspiring actress from Ohio who are going to the big city of Los Angeles to make it big to much dismay of her father. When she gets to LA, she quickly comes across some oddballs, including Eric Estrada and an awesome martial arts guy named Dirk Ramsey, played by the late Richard Barotti. She also meets another aspiring actress and a kind of borderline crazy person named Rhonda, and a sleazy photographer named Buck who just happens to know a film company that are looking for young, beautiful, fresh actresses. Katie and Rhonda go along and tries out for the part, but shit goes wrong as the sleazy producers start to physically abuse Katie. The police are called and the blame is actually put on the girls, who are then brought quickly before a judge, given their sentence and thrown into a jail called Honeywell Prison.
I hereby sentence you to be incarcerated in the Honeywell State Prison for Women for a term not less than 3 months, nor more than 2 years.
That's the setup, and while it's cliché and done before, this one is handled nearly like a parody spoof of its own genre. I kept thinking of the 1991 action film Stone Cold while I was watching this, as Stone Cold did pretty much the same thing by having fun with the macho badass action films of the 80s. I think that a lot of other reviewers didn't look at Cage Fury that way and unfairly dismissed it as just another cheap B-movie made to show off as much nudity as possible and make a quick paycheck, which by all means was probably a reason for why the movie got financing in the first place, but I just feel like the final product has more to offer than beautiful babes in skimpy outfits. I can also point out that the movie gives throwbacks and references to other important movies of the genre, like Chain Heat.
No, I didn't mean to fucking touch me! No, I see this in Chain Heat!
And they gave the evil warden the name Sybil Thorne, a play on both Diane Thorne from the Ilsa movies and Sybil Danning from the already mentioned Chain Heat. James Hong and Eric Estrada are in the film for no apparent reason, and both also got an associate producer credit, probably as part of their payment. They are simply there because why not have Hong and Estrada in it? Hell, let's put in Ron Jeremy as a prison guard while we're at it. And that Bill Gazzari guy, who's forever famous due to his participation on the must-see 1988 documentary Decline of a Western Civilization 2. Let's give him a quick cameo in it as himself as well. No associate producer credit for good old Jeremy or Gazzari though. Since I mentioned Eric Estrada, his character here is a street-tough good guy, but he's not the one who goes all the way to try to save the girls. That job is given to the awesome force that is Richard Barotti. This dude deserves to be in way more movies than what he got the chance to do before he sadly passed away. The cast is also filled with lots of lovely, beautiful women. Roxana Michaels plays Katie, and she has a natural aura about her that makes her instantly charming and easy to feel sympathy to. Katie's sister Tracy is played by the first-timer Elena Sagen, who also ended up in movies such as Uncaged and Teenage Exorcist. The previously mentioned Evil Warden is played by Mindy Miller from the 1985 film Amazons. You have Melissa Moore, who you might recognize from other B-movies such as Sorority House Massacre 2 and the awful Vampire Cop. She would also end up in the cult classic Samurai Cop and its sequel Samurai Cop 2 Deadly Vengeance from 2015. And there are also others. The film is filled with women you will probably know from other B-movies or even adult features. Cage Fury comes from the brain of the director and screenwriter Bill Milling. he started out doing interesting adult features with titles like Virgin Snow and the Vixens of Kung Fu, before he made a few non-adult films in the late 80s and early 90s. Mostly teen sex comedies, but also a weird film that I should probably check out called Wolfpack from 1988, which apparently is about a Nazi high school football team? Yeah, I need to see that one. He sure is an interesting filmmaker, and it seemed to me like he had a blast creating this film, at least by judging the final product. I didn't find any interviews with the guy online, but I would really want to hear him talk about his work and his intent for each of his projects. So if anyone knows of any magazines or anything where he has discussed this, then please do let me know about it.
Wisdom.
Looking past all the praise I've given to Cage Fury, I also must mention that even if it is done very self-aware and not to be taken too seriously, there are still parts of the story that felt confusing. And I'm not talking about the ridiculousness of it, but rather some of the structural choices was weird to me. Another interesting participant of Cage Fury is its director of photography, Kenneth H. Vietrak. While he also started out doing cheap movies in the 80s, he would actually end up doing visual effects work for big blockbusters such as Captain America: The First Avenger and the first Thor movie. That's quite a transition from something like Cage Fury or his other earlier work like Slave Girls from Beyond Infinity and Storm Swept. While I've already basically been listing the filmography of plenty of people on this film to show the talent involved, I also gotta mention the music by Joe Delia. He has worked with Abel Ferrara several times, and his work on Cage Fury is much more enjoyable than what you could expect from a film like this. As you can probably tell already, I've really enjoyed Cage Fury. I think it's one of the more enjoyable later entries of exploitation films, and for once, the self-aware humor worked for me. The great guys at Scream Factory, although not always so great when it comes to copyright claims on YouTube, released this on Blu-ray last year, and I recommend everyone to pick up a copy. Mine is on its way right now, as my collection definitively needs to have the best version of this film possible.
I'll do anything.
You already have.
Sadly, looks like the release is low on the extras factor. In fact, it seems like it only has a trailer for the film on it, which is a shame, as I'd love to see some interviews or something more about this little gem. Then again, some mysteries are not meant to be solved. And with that, I'm going to give Cage Fury 1990 a strong recommendation to fans of fun exploitation films. For the 98% rest of the world, this is probably not something you would enjoy and rather find stupid. But take it for what it is and what its intent was and try it out. It's only 90 minutes of your life, and if you sat through my poor English for all of these minutes, then I think you might be ready to venture into the exploitation genre with this film. Cage Fury gets a surprisingly high score of 4 out of 5. Are there other Cage Fury fans out there? If you are out there, how did you first find this film and did you instantly love it like I did? And what about the rest of you? Am I completely off in praising this film? Was it just another run-of-the-mill exploitation film in your eyes? Let me know in the comment section below. I recently did another women in prison film that had the potential to be self-aware and have fun with itself, but opted not to in time served. So if this is a genre for you, then check out that review as well, I guess. I hope you enjoyed this video about Cage Fury. Please also do check out my other stuff, as my channel could always use more views and subscribers. And with that, I hope you have a nice day wherever in the world you are, and thank you for watching Cinema Terror.